Everybody doing okay? Bridget, would you like to call the roll, see if we have a quorum?
Yes, I would. Vice Chair Patrick McTeague.
Here.
Eugenia Ellis.
Here.
Harry Villeneuve.
Here.
Douglas Reynolds.
Present.
Blaise McGinley.
Present.
Thank you. Chadwick Maxey.
Here.
We have alternate Chip Falkinger.
Present.
Shelley Eichner, alternate.
Here.
And alternate Mike Lamberts.
Here.
Great. And Chair Howard Nelson.
Here. Bridget, do we need any of the alternates for a quorum?
It doesn't appear unless someone's going to be stepping down. No.
Well, we've only got one item on the agenda, so that's probably unlikely,
And that's very true.
right? Before I release you guys, I do want to thank you for showing up every single meeting. We really appreciate it greatly. Just making sure we have a quorum. But you guys are free to hang out or free to go do something else if you want to. So let me call the April 14th, 2021 meeting of the City of Fort Lauderdale Board of Adjustment to order. And Mr. Maxey, will you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Sure. I pledge
Now
allegiance.
people got to find out I'm not wearing long pants.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. All right.
Thank you, Patrick. I didn't know where to look.
That's okay. We've got both the Bridget, do we have the December 9th minutes to still approve for some reason? Because they're in my package.
Yes, I got an email about it tonight. I'm just not sure. I'm confused about it. Maybe Mr. Malik has a better understanding.
Or our board attorney.
Well, that could be too. Yes. Yes.
Good afternoon, Dwayne Spence, Assistant City Attorney. So there was a minor Scribner's error in the approved minutes of that December 9th, 2020 meeting. And the effect of the board approving the minutes with that error in it, in effect, kind of stated that that was in fact the action that the board took on that night. So the minutes have been corrected, and we're requesting that the board adopt these as the official minutes of that December 9th, 2020 meeting, supplanting the previous.
Replacing the originally approved minutes.
That's correct.
Can I hear a motion to that effect?
Move to approve the minutes as amended.
Second.
And that would be the minutes of December 9th, 2020.
Of December 9th, that's what was presented. Yes.
Got it. So we've got a motion and a second. Any conversation? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Bridget, please show unanimous approval.
Yes. Thank you.
We
Mr.
also have the minutes of the March 10th, 2021 Board of Adjustment meeting. And can I hear a motion?
I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes of the March 10th,
2021.
2021.
Got it. Is there a second to that
A
motion?
second.
And a second by Miss Ellis. Any discussion, questions, comments? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? And Bridget, please show unanimous approval again.
Thank you, Mr.
And wait,
Chair.
you know, one of the things that Shaquila does for me is she actually writes me a script so I don't forget to say stuff. So, City of Fort Lauderdale is hosting the Board of Adjustment meeting in both a virtual and in-person format. Any member of the public that is interested in speaking before the Board of Adjustment virtually is required to complete the virtual speaker card. Any member of the public that is interested in speaking before the Board of Adjustment in person may sign up to speak at the meeting or by using the virtual speaker card. Mr. Spence, you're sitting in chambers. Is there anybody out there looking like they might want to speak in person?
No, sir, there is only staff and board member and present, including myself.
Very good. Okay. Due to COVID-19 distancing requirements, there's very limited seating available. Therefore, we are encouraging members of the public to participate virtually when approved. The public will be able to listen to and view board.
Chair, you went on mute inadvertently.
Interesting. Did it improve my presentation?
Yes.
All right. The public will be able to listen to and view Board of Adjustment meetings at www.fortlauderdale.gov/FLTV, www.youtube.com/City of Fort Lauderdale, as well as Comcast Channel 78 and AT&T Uverse Channel 99. Okay, to participate in the meeting, you can fill out a virtual meeting registration form on the city's website on the Board of Adjustment page. Participants, please remember to mute your phones and/or computers if you are not speaking, and silence your devices so we don't hear interference. Gina, that goes for our dogs in the room as well. Okay, we got through. Any member of the public that wishes to speak after an item is presented and discussed by the board will have 3 minutes per item. Representatives of associations and groups will have 5 minutes. Let me call the first agenda item, which is agenda item number PLN Board of Adjustment 2102-20002, owner 3134 Northeast 9th LLC, represented by Crush Law, Jason Crush. Before we begin, any disclosures? And I'm just going to go around. Gina, any disclosures? You're muted. There you go. You're muted, Gina.
Still muted.
Yeah.
Can't hear you.
Just
Yes. I
Got you now.
went by the property and I spoke to council.
got it. Mr. Maxey, any disclosures?
I spoke with the applicant's counsel.
Mr. McTeague, any disclosures?
Spoke to counsel for the applicant and did a site visit.
Mr. Reynolds, any disclosures?
Oh, yes, spoke with counsel.
Mr. Villeneuve, any disclosures?
I spoke with applicant's counsel.
And I spoke with counsel as well. Mr. Crush, the floor is yours.
Hey!
Wait, did I forget somebody?
I spoke with counsel on the site visit.
Oh, Blaze and Chambers.
Oh, sorry, Blaze. You're not showing up on my screen at all.
He's tiny. He's in the chambers. There's his arm.
Is he really there?
What are you doing there?
I figure if staff can show up, right?
I won't make that mistake on the next agenda item tonight. All right, Mr. Crush.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the Board of Adjustment. Thank you for your time. I would like to share a presentation, but it looks like I can't. How do I? Moderator, for some reason it won't let me. Oh wait, maybe it's going to let me do my portion of the screen. Okay. There we go. Let me see if I can start this.
We can see it.
Can you see that? Yeah, I don't have the access. Oh, here we go. You guys see that now?
Yes.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much. We're here to request a special exception to the liquor distance requirements found in 5-26, which requires a 300-foot distance separation between establishments that serve alcoholic beverages. This property is located at 3134 Northeast 9th Street, otherwise known as Sunrise Lane. Some of you are probably familiar with this area. It's called the Sunrise Lane area. There are many establishments such as the Parrot, McSorley's, lots of other restaurants, bars, and tourist serving uses in this area.
right at that intersection of Sunrise Boulevard and A1A. The property is actually a portion of this building right here. And you see my cursor? I don't know. Anyway, where
Yes.
the green arrow is, and then this building right here, this entire property here is a unique property. It's there are 10 lots in this, and each of those 10 lots own 1/10 of the parking lot behind and the back of house service areas. My client owns 8 of those lots, and Simon Kearney owns the McSorleys, which is these 2 lots over in the corner at Bonnet House. Some of you may remember this location. This is the location from back in the day. It was called Cafe Bluefish. Many of us went there. Courtney and I, my wife and I, used to spend right up Fort Lauderdale Beach and stop there for a conch chowder. And unfortunately, when there was a change of ownership some years ago, the tenant that operated Bluefish, Chuck Feldman, couldn't work it out with the landlord, and he left. There's been a series of different restaurants there through the years, none as, I think, as iconic to Fort Lauderdale as the Cafe Bluefish. Well, our owners, hold on, this green, do you guys see my whole screen?
Yes, I think so.
I think I have this, sorry, pardon me, Mr. Chair, I think I can expand this box. I don't think I'm getting the whole thing. Okay, sorry about that. So the current owners of the property, the Lawani family, through the entity 3134, have come in and renovated this building to make it more leasable and a little bit bring it up to scale. There are residential units across the top, and there are retail bays across the bottom. Unfortunately, when they went into the renovation, while it remained a legal restaurant, and it is a bona fide restaurant and will be licensed to the state as such, they reduced the square footage, which created an issue for applying for the appropriate liquor license, which precipitates this request for a special exception. As you all know, it has to be 300 feet away from another establishment. We are actually 226 feet away from Ocean Wine and Spirits, which is actually the liquor store on A1A that is operated by one of the family members of the property owner themselves. So obviously, Ocean Wine and Spirits supports the application, as do all the other properties in the area. As you know, the special exception criteria is that the board is authorized to grant the special exception, and they must find that it's not contrary to public interest or not incompatible with adjoining properties, surrounding neighborhood, or essentially bad for the neighborhood. As we know, this Sunrise Lane area, well, this is the property, this is the rendering, and it's, when completed, will look like this and have obviously different signage across the front. But they've done a really nice job cleaning up this old building that's just old construction, instead of tearing it down and building something new. Again, the property is located here, and I think as to the point of compatibility with the surrounding neighborhood, many of you will know that we have McSorley's in the corner here, which serves alcoholic beverages. Hold on. Cuisine, which is a Peruvian kitchen restaurant, which serves alcoholic beverages, and actually I brought to the Board of Adjustment several years ago for a special exception so that they could serve alcohol because they were next to McSorley's. Then you have Ocean Wine and Spirits, is which the location that we fail our measurement to. We have Mediterranean Market and vegan food there that serves beer and wine. We have Primanti Brothers, which serves beer and wine. El Taquito, which serves beer and wine. And of course, the world famous Parrot, which serves full alcoholic beverages and has since the beginning of time. As you may, some of you may know, they
veritably the beginning.
Well, they just celebrated during COVID. They celebrated their 50th anniversary, and it was really fantastic. They had a lot of videos running of all the pictures the owners had taken with many people through the years. So I think that we meet the standard that this is not contrary to the feel of the neighborhood and the purpose of this neighborhood with the hotel and these tourist serving uses in the SLA is the zoning district, which is Sunrise Lane area, which its intent is to serve tourists and residents alike. With that, we think that it's also not contrary to public interest. It is a tourist serving area with multiple establishments that serve alcoholic beverages. It is a bona fide restaurant, not a bar or a nightclub. The sales of alcohol, while incidental to the sale of food, we know we all live in Fort Lauderdale. Sometimes it's not so incidental. As such, we respectfully request that the Board of Adjustment grant this special exception. And if anyone has any questions, I'm here to answer any of those.
Any questions from the board before we move to the public hearing? Not hearing any. Why don't we open the public hearing? Shaquila, do we have anybody signed up to speak?
No, sir.
Except for Jimi Hendrix, obviously.
Yeah.
Then let me close the public hearing. Jason, do you have any reason to want to rebut your own presentation?
I would just support my request that you would grant this special exception.
Okay, so let me open this up for board discussion. Any comments, questions, issues? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the special exception as conveyed in case number BOA 2102. I'm sorry,
Wait,
BOA.
is that you speaking? I
Yeah,
can't see you. Okay.
I'll speak a little louder. BOA case number 21020002.
Okay, is there a second for that motion?
I second it.
All right, Mr. McTeague, because Ms. Ellis, you were still on mute. Any discussion post motion? If not, Bridget, I'll ask you to call the roll.
Yes, Mr. Chair. I'm Ms. Ellis,
Yes.
Mr. Villeneuve,
Yes.
Mr. Reynolds,
Yes.
Mr. McGinley,
Yes.
Mr. Maxey,
Yes.
Vice Chair McTeague,
Yes.
and Chair Nelson.
Yes.
There you go.
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank
And
you very much, Mr. Crush.
Well, Mr. Chair, if I may, Mr. Chair, now that he's already voted, and so I wouldn't seem like a suck up, if I could, I would work with.
I'm sorry, Lisa, you wouldn't seem like, remember, we're on TV.
Yeah, and we, I've worked with Mr. Villeneuve for many years as he sat on this board, and I would just like to say we should give him a round of applause for his service because he's been very diligent in analyzing every variance that came before, and we all know the questions that he asked. I'm going to give him a round of applause.
You're stealing the for the good of the city part of this, but okay. Okay.
Now you.
Thank you so much, guys.
Would you like to rebut my presentation, Mr. Chair?
No, I think we're all good.
I was actually so going to just during the just have like a 15-minute discussion about, basically just like, I really don't think we should grant this, but then I was like, So I'm glad I didn't. Now I got some nice things said about me.
Maybe you could share your thoughts with us on green rooftops.
I would love to. Are we gonna talk about green rooftops now? I would love to talk about green rooftops.
If you would like that to be a communication to the city,
more green
the
rooftops.
city commission, we can bring that up. Any communications to the commission? No? Okay, then we are going to move to for the good of the city. And Carrie, I just want to echo Jason's comments. You've really been an incredibly stand-up member of the board, putting deep thought into every single application for as long as I've been on the board with you, and I'm assuming longer from before I was on the board. So thank you very much for your service. We hope to see you in service at some other board soon.
The chair.
Tune into PRBAB.
Yeah, Chair, this is Mohammed Malik. From city's perspective, we would like to thank Carrie for his services. Thank you. We appreciate what you have done all those years. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Mohammed.
Anything else? Carrie, any last words?
Move to adjourn.
So moved.
I wanted to, my final motion.
There we go. Guys, thank you very much. I'm going to go try to do a before sunset hike. Have a good night.
Thank you, everyone.
Wonderful. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.